Hi, I'm Carla from Room at the Table, and we're going to do another unboxing video. So, if you want to know who Room at the Table is, we have lots of information about ourselves. We are a not-for-profit inclusive organisation that is based in Benalla, rural northeast Victoria in Australia. We have a focus on connecting people through a variety of non-sport geek subculture activities, which is why I have a board game with me, because that falls into that category. And today I am going to unbox Wingspan. This is the base game, the original North American version. So all the birds that you find in Wingspan are from North America. Anyway, I'm trying to get the lid off the box. There we go. Okay, so first thing you find is a little discount code. I think you can use this to, sorry, moving it around a lot. You can use this to buy a copy of Wingspan on Steam as well, so that you have a digital copy. So first things that I find in Wingspan are the instructions, which you need to play the game. And as you can see, well, Wingspan, if you didn't get it from the picture on the box, Wingspan is about birds. And every card that you find in this game has the wingspan of the birds. So you can have birds with a wingspan of 23 centimeters. You can have a bird with a wingspan of 123 centimeters. So I was showing you that. Now, this is the appendix, so that there's birds. The birds have powers. I'll show you some on the back there. So this is just so that you can easily look things up when you're playing the game. But everything is fairly self-explanatory with Wingspan, I've discovered. Once you've played it once or twice, it's fairly easy. And the great thing about Wingspan, which I didn't actually read out, but you can play Wingspan by yourself. It's got rules for how to play it with just one person. Okay. So Wingspan is actually for 1 to 5 players, and it does suggest the ages of 14 plus, and takes approximately 40 to 70 minutes to play. I don't think I've yet managed to play a game of Wingspan that goes less than 2 hours, but there you go. What else is in the box? Eggs. These are eggs. They look like candies, but they are eggs. Let's see if I can open them up. There we go. So these are the beautiful little eggs. I guess you definitely have to make sure you keep them away from young children, because they would be a choking hazard, and they do look like candy. Now, what else is in the box? Okay, this is where you store the cards when you're not using them. It's also where you put the cards during the game. So there's always 3 cards of different kinds of birds out that you might want to collect in the game. However, I'm not explaining the game, I'm just unpacking the box. Got some plastic bags. Hang on, I'm just going to move these a little closer. And tokens, yes, because the tokens are very important. I'll just open them away from the microphone a little bit, so hopefully they don't crackle and crinkle too much. There's tokens and there's dice. I'm going to show you the dice a little more closely later. The tokens, let's choose a slightly brighter colour. Yellow. Let's go for yellow. Yellow stands out nicely. You have cubes. There's 8 cubes in yellow, purple, red, blue or green. And there's dice, but we'll get back to the dice shortly. I found a score pad. So this is for when you are playing Wingspan, and at the end of the game you are adding up all the points to see who has won. There's a lot of points that you need to add up. Okay, this is the Wingspan has 4 rounds in it, and this is the end of round bonus card. So there are little tokens that you stick up on these things here, and you try and get as many of the tokens as you can. But again, I'm not really explaining the game, I'm just unboxing. But that's what this is, an end of round card bonus thing. Alright, let's see. We also have lots of little containers for storing eggs and food in. Obviously not real food, just tokens. And this is a what do I call this? This is a quick how to play version that comes in this little pack here that teaches you how to play it in a few easy steps. And okay, I'm gonna move some things out of the way so that I can get out this. Okay, this is the Wingspan board. Every person has their own board. So I shall move the box a bit further out of the way. And it's divided up into the rounds and also into bird habitats. So the top one says forest habitat, the middle one is the grasslands habitat, and the bottom one is the water habitat. And what else? And there are, obviously because there can be 5 players, there are 5 of those boards. I'm only going to get out, well, I'll get them all out actually, but we don't need them, so I'll just stick them under here. Okay, and of course Wingspan is all about birds, lots and lots of birds. So there are several, I don't know how many cards of birds there are. Well, that's 3 packets of cards that are birds. So there you go. Check these out. If I hold them on, if I hold these sideways, then you can see that that's a lot of birds. So Wingspan has been put together by people who are bird enthusiasts. Twitchers, I believe, are what bird watchers are called. But there you go. There's ducks, there's geese, no. Yes, actually there's a Canada goose. I remember that card. There's birds of prey, there's tiny little sparrows. I think, don't know for certain, but possibly every bird in North America is in these cards. Maybe? So, yes. And the 4th stack of cards are, well, these ones are for when you're playing by yourself. These ones are your bonus cards, which you get extra points if you can fulfill your bonus cards. Now, let's see. Well, look, I'll just show you. I'll go back to the bird cards because I can't help myself. But here is an acorn woodpecker. So there you go. I'll hold it here for a bit. Hopefully the camera will focus on it so that you can see it too. But every card has on it, you know, a number and a feather, which tells you how many points it's worth. The symbol underneath the feathers and the number is the nest type. That particular nest type is a tree hollow. For a long time I thought it was some kind of flag. And underneath that are the number of eggs that this bird would lay. There's also, it also has on it the wingspan of the bird. So an acorn woodpecker has a wingspan of 46 centimeters. It's not a huge bird. It's not a tiny bird. And okay, back to the box. What else is in this box? Aha. So, I can't actually get this out without a little bit of fiddling. Okay, first of all, no, actually, we'll go here. I'm accidentally pressing things out already. They're ready to pop out. So I mentioned food tokens before. Here are the food tokens. There are berries, rats, caterpillars or slugs or whatever you want to call them, fish and grains. And if I hold it up this way, which is possibly the right way, you can see the token down here. That's the first player token. Oh, nearly popped out the wheat. And these are the cards that you use for your bonuses in the end of round bonus things. So, popping out cardboard, something I quite enjoy doing. Very soothing. Now, the other piece of cardboard, 2 bits here. This is a flat pack birdhouse tower that you roll your dice in. Now, remember I said I was going to show you something with the dice. I will do that shortly. So this is what it looks like when it's assembled. There's a picture of it on here. Hopefully I hold it still long enough and the camera will focus on it. Hopefully I'm holding it in the right space. But so you have this great, fantastic bird feeder thing that you roll your dice in. I'm just going to move this box out of the way. And I'm going to show you a bird feeder I prepared earlier. It's because actually I have my own copy of the game, whereas this copy that I've unboxed is the Room at the Tables. So anyway, here is the bird feeder. And let's go back to the dice, which I have found. The dice represent the different foods that you need for different birds. And what happens is you put the dice, hopefully in the right spot here, in the back of the bird feeder and you roll them out. And in this particular case, let me move these out of the way. There are some, if you were getting food, you've got some rats or mice, you've got some caterpillars and or wheat on those. And so each dice has the symbols on it. There's rats. I'll flip them all over so each one has a different one on it. And berries. Yes, there we go. So these are the different food types that were on those tokens, and yeah, these are the food types in your bird feeder. Anyway, this is Wingspan. I have unpacked the box. The box is empty. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye!